Hi, I'm Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. I'm also the podcast host of Invest in Her and an award-winning producer, author, and TEDx speaker. Our show, Invest in Her, features phenomenal female founders and funders. As you know, women receive less than 2% of venture capital funding. Our series is about accelerating the funding of women by connecting them to funding resources. Let's meet today's guest. Welcome to this week's edition of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. And as you know, we always have on remarkable guests. Today is my dear friend, Dr. Theresa Ashby, who we call Dr. T. She is a consultant, a speaker, and has a new book out. She's an author of Exposing the eLearning Mystery, Digitizing the Secrets of Digitizing Your Business. Please welcome to the show my friend, Dr. T. Hi, Theresa.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me in studio today.
See, I get nervous having you here, so I kind of stumbled on your book name, but we know that everybody's going to want to get this because this is about scaling your business by digitizing it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But first, let's talk about how we know each other, because we've known each other a long time.
Wow, we have known each other for a while.
I kind of lost track, but a few years.
A few years,
yeah.
Yes.
We met through NABO, and you're still on the board at NABO, which is National Association of Women Business Owners.
Correct.
And which board are you on?
So I serve on the institution board for education and innovation.
Oh, okay. They let you out of the institution?
Well, barely.
And onto the board.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I can only say that to you.
Right, absolutely.
So, Theresa, I know you are an amazing speaker, that you're a great consultant, and Forbes actually has dubbed you a scaling expert.
Yes.
So, I mean, you are a wonderful resource to our listeners who are trying to scale their business. And, you know, we named this particular episode The Secrets of Digitizing Your Business because we want to have people understand that part of scaling it is digitizing it. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So before we get into that, let's talk about some other things that we do in common, because I always like to get to know my guests before. I want the audience to get to know you. Before you were in this world of, helping people digitize and scale, before you were consulting and speaking and writing books, you were in the healthcare industry. And I imagine that you take all that wealth of being in the C-suite and really turning around companies into what you're doing today, right?
Absolutely, Catherine. Yeah. I did. I spent many years in the healthcare industry. One of the best roles I ever had was being responsible for opening hospitals. From the time the shovel went into the ground till the time they took their first patient.
Oh my gosh.
And when you look at that, the community of people and the group of people that have to come together to make that happen, it really is about engaging with people, hearing their desires about how they want to care for patients. And so 4 of those hospitals, actually, we did.
Wow.
And then I went on to be the vice president of operations, where I had the absolute pleasure of leading 9 different departments.
Yeah.
Where
pleasure? I don't know about that.
Okay. You know why it was? That's funny you say that, because
a very esteemed position.
Right? I think it was because of the people.
Yeah.
Because I got to lead people who were so dedicated. And, in the healthcare industry, you have to be dedicated to that field.
Right.
And so I really enjoyed working with everyone, hearing people's opinions and thoughts and ideas and innovations, and just coming together to be successful.
I just can imagine, because you are so smart and such a just wonderful, genuine human being, that you would be wonderful to work for and with. And I love that you take all of those things that you learned in turning those hospitals around and making them successful to businesses that are startups and companies that are trying to scale. What a wonderful mentor you are. And what a great opportunity for people to get to be able to work with you. And I want to say a quote that you have on your bio because I so identify with it. Change the world one action at a time and have fun doing it. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Right?
I mean, hello, isn't that why we're all here? So I love that that's your motto, and I wanted to share that with everybody because I'm just going to read it one more time. Change the world one action at a time and have fun doing it. Like, yeah. Then no wonder we're friends.
Right. Exactly. It's so us.
Yes.
Well, isn't that what you do? I mean, think about it. I think sometimes we have so many things in front of us and we're trying to do so many jobs and we're trying to do, balance our family, balance our work. And we get so overwhelmed that sometimes we just have to take a step back and say, what is that one thing that I can do?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just saying hello to someone that you're walking down the street seeing.
Right.
Or maybe it's sitting down and writing. Or maybe it's just sitting down and meditating. Or maybe it's putting that one project together.
Right. Taking one step at a time rather than being overwhelmed, which entrepreneurs can definitely get overwhelmed.
Yes.
There's so many tasks at hand, but I agree with you. It's about keeping that focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
For me, it's getting women funded and introducing women to investing in female-founded venture capital funds that fund women. So, forget all the daily tasks and all the things at hand taking place. I think we always have to decide, well, what is our one focus, our one vision, our one mission, and focus on that every day. And the rest of it kind of all falls into place. So I love that saying.
But you got to have fun doing it, Catherine.
You got to have fun doing it. I think we do.
We do. We definitely surround ourselves with people that are fun and exciting, and we have our adventure that we do.
Yes, so you can see if you were wanting to build or scale your business, this is the consultant you want in your corner. Yeah. Not only because of her successful background, but you're going to have a good time building that business. When you go and speak around the country, what is your favorite topic to speak about?
Yeah. Well, thank you for asking me that, because it really is about digitizing your business. But when you back that up, it's talking about the three types of revenue. Every single business has three types of revenue. There's foundational revenue, there's scalable revenue, and then there's leverage revenue. And your foundational revenue is all those things you do to make a profit, right? But then when you start getting into how do I scale, you have to look at what can you do that you can be there some of the time and not be there all of the time.
So like passive income.
Passive income.
Got it.
And that is when you're starting to say, okay, what can I do? And we hear all about e-learning courses, and that is the beginning of it.
Right.
The other side of that, though, is digitizing your business in relation to automation, getting rid of those tasks that you do on a daily basis, and then maybe even creating some videos to train people how to do their role, how to be successful. Or if you're welcoming a new vendor, giving them a video on how your culture of your organization works.
Oh, I love that.
Because it's the same every single time, and they start to engage with you.
Now, I know you create your Kaleidoscope services, media services, helps create e-courses.
Absolutely. From concept all the way to completion.
Right, because we've done one together. We've done one, six ways to fund your business, right?
Which is a great
it's on my
one.
She Angel
Absolutely.
Investor site.
Beautiful course. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was our interaction together.
Yes.
What is the outcome that you wanted? And you were very clear on that outcome. And how are we going to get to that so that you're teaching people? And that's what we want. We want people to have that outcome and teach people how to do that. So it's always fun to hear the client and say, well, what is it that your thoughts are? How do you want to get this produced?
Right.
And then we love being creative and helping write the script and then getting it out there for them.
Yeah, and almost every business could use those e-courses because you can't be in contact with everybody one-on-one.
That's right.
So it's great to have video courses out there if you're an expert in something in particular that allow people to access your expertise without having to work with you one-on-one. And I think that's the beauty of those evergreen videos.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is, because people that have this expertise, it's their passion. And if you have some kind of digital product like that, you get to show and share your passion with more people.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
And like, if that's your calling and that's your purpose on the planet, you have some gift that you're trying to convey to people and share with people. Well, obviously, the more people you can share it with, the better it makes for them and for your business. It's a win-win.
Well,
right?
And that's why you did your course. Because you really had a purpose and you wanted to get that message out there.
Right.
And as much as we would love you to be able to be all over the world teaching us all of this stuff, it was impossible for you.
Right.
And so you've just added that to all the wonderful things you're doing.
Well, thanks. And, you know, another thing that we do together is the She Angels Foundation, where we give grants to female-founded nonprofits that are helping women and girls. I'm so grateful, Theresa, to have you as our vice president of our board.
Thank you.
And you bring so much to the table, knowledge, value, connections. And we, I think, are both really proud to know that as important as it is to build our businesses for profit, which I know you're the queen at, it's also important that we are philanthropists and are helping with nonprofit efforts like She Angels Foundation. And so that I know is near and dear to our heart because that too is helping women and girls, especially underprivileged ones, to be able to thrive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and what did we say earlier on? Change the world one action at a time.
That's right.
And I think
have fun doing it.
Have fun doing it. We have fun.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I know, I've said that before. But I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think we get this idea about being philanthropist is you have to have these millions of dollars. And the fact is you don't. You just have to step in. And with the She Angels Foundations, that's what we're doing.
And I love our model. It's a $500 donation, which is tax deductible. The
whole thing.
And then the entire year you can come to all of our events for free.
Right.
With cocktails and food and fabulous women and entertainment. And people seem to really love that opportunity to be able to give to a nonprofit and yet also reap social benefits from it. It's like the perfect combination. It's a lot of karma, good karma.
Good karma.
Yeah. So back to your book.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, you have the book with you.
I do.
Yeah. So some people are just listening, but for those of you who can see, here's the new book out on Amazon, Exposing the eLearning Mystery, Secrets to Digitizing Your Business. So exposing the eLearning mystery. A lot of people, I think, hear a lot about eLearning. They don't really know what it is. They don't know how to create a course. That's really where you come in, right? You and Kaleidoscope Media Services. What would you say is the first step if you think, I think I might need this, and I definitely need to digitize my business? Sure. What does that look like? Where does somebody begin?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing is back to understanding your whole business model. And where would a product such as this fit in?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about building a digital business where all you're doing is creating courses and selling them rapidly online. We're talking about enhancing and scaling your business.
Right.
So you have your product, but maybe somebody doesn't want to buy that $5,000, $10,000 package. You can say, that's okay. I have this beautiful course
that's $200 or $500.
And then when they start listening to that course, then it starts building up trust and confidence in you as the consultant or coach.
Right. And then maybe they want you to consult or speak.
That's right. Exactly. Right. So that's really where you have to understand
it's one piece of the puzzle. It's not a total business.
Not a total business. Now, people who have that business, that's their business. But we deal with the people that have the existing business and really are ready to take it to the next level.
Right. Can you give us an example of a business maybe that you're currently working with or have worked with other than mine that this is a perfect fit for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had somebody in the DEI and B industry, right? In that whole...
And let's say what that means.
Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging.
Yeah.
Yes. And...
because everybody's using acronyms today, and I think a lot of times people are like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. She really has such a strong message that she's working with the C-suite level, right? But the C-suite level really wanted to get this message out across the entire organization, which was like 3,000 employees.
Wow.
So the only way she could do that, and the only way the organization could afford to do that, was if she created this beautiful digital course.
I love that usage for it. Yeah. So big corporations are using it for internal
Yes.
Education.
Absolutely.
And then people are also creating them for their individual clients to use.
Yeah, let me tell you about another client, if I may. He is a former NFL player.
Oh, wow.
And everybody knows what NFL stands for.
Yes. if you don't, just turn off the show now.
Right, exactly. And what he's doing is he's helping vets get back to the workforce.
Oh, wow.
So we found industry experts and we created a course so he can give it to some of the folks so they can learn about manufacturing. Oh. And now they understand all the jobs in the manufacturing company.
Oh, I love
they
that.
understand the different machineries, the different entry-level positions to senior-level positions. And so now he's spreading the word, and it's helping the people so they can go and interview and end up getting a job.
That's so wonderful because it is hard for vets to get back into the workforce. I know She Angels Foundation, we've given grants to an entity that helps female vets get back in the game because it's exceptionally hard for women coming out of the military to get back into the workforce. So that's a wonderful program that he's doing.
Yeah. Well, and we're just excited to help him because he's another person that has such a passion for what he's doing.
Now, one other thing you're doing, because every woman I have on, is always doing a million things, and that would include you as well. One of the things I love that you're doing is the teenpreneurs.
Yes.
Because I think that's so cool. I wish as a teenager, because I was an entrepreneur back then, that I had something like teenpreneurs to go to.
Right.
So I know Kaleidoscope Media Services is or has created Teenpreneurs Community where teenagers can go and learn how to be an entrepreneur at their age. I think it's fabulous, Theresa.
Well, yes, you're right. When we were younger, we needed that, right?
Yes, we did.
What we decided to do is my business partner, Laura Neubauer, has been an entrepreneur forever. But part of what she also did was coach softball for many, many years. And when we came together, that is actually what we came together on, is how do we teach teens about entrepreneurship?
I love it.
And so from that, we created the eTeenpreneur community.
So people can find it online at eteenpreneur.com.
Okay.
All right.
And every month they get a digital book. Each Monday they get a challenge. They get downloads on how to brand your business, how to do a business plan.
I love
the whole entire process. And then, of course, as the school year starts, what we do is we always say, get ready for school. Here's how an entrepreneur would get ready to do school and do a business.
I love this because one of the best ways to become an entrepreneur is to do it while you're doing something else, like on the side, while you're a student, on the side, while you start your first job. That's one of the best ways to grow into it, right? But I think that is so amazing. And if there's listeners out there who have teenagers or maybe niece and nephews that are teenagers and you think that they would make a great entrepreneur or they have an interest in it, then eTeenpreneur is a great place for them to start and have community and support because it's not easy being an entrepreneur. You need a community. And, you and I belong to several communities out there. Yours, Nabo. I also belong to the BRA Network, which is Business Relationship Alliances. The BRA Network gives you support. Thank you, Carrie Murray.
Carrie Murray, thank you.
Getting ready to go to her Wealthy Women's Summit she does every year. Because these conferences provide camaraderie and services that you might need. Like I know, I'll go into these communities that I belong to and say, I need a photographer, or I need somebody to do my social media, or I need someone to build my website. And you don't have to be Googling it and getting somebody, God knows who, that you don't know. But when you have referrals within a wonderful business community, and I think there's so many business communities out there, you have to go and visit several and see who resonates with you. It's so important, don't you think, to go into a group that you feel are your people. Everybody's different.
It has to be your people.
Yeah, and you have to go in and say, this entity makes me feel welcome, makes me feel comfortable, and then utilize that community to help you build your business. And not just for giving you business, but also for getting resources. And also, I'm a big believer like you. This is where we connect, is on connecting, going into that community and connecting them with people that you know.
Right.
Because there's a magic in that. The more you connect other people, the more it ends up, being a karma that helps you build your own business. So it's all about connecting. There's a magic and an excitement in connecting people and having it work out.
Yeah. No, yeah. I agree with you, because I think it's all of those things. And I think when you are in a group of people that are like-minded, both from a community, both from a philanthropic, both from values, you also have an opportunity to talk to them and hear that, hey, there are ups and downs in our business.
Yes.
And it's
never going to be easy.
It's never going to be easy.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this.
Yeah.
We have great things, and then things are, a little bit tougher, and then they're great again. But that is the collective of all the people in the room together helping each other.
Especially in an entrepreneur group, because everybody's in the same boat. They know how hard it is, while at the same time super fun. They can coexist, right? But it's not an easy street. And I think a solopreneur, somebody trying to do everything on their own, will never work.
It's too much.
You can't do everything, and you can't be good at everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And we tend, as women, to want to do everything.
Yeah.
And the fact is, there are just some things that I am just not good at.
Right. And some people will try to do those things they're not good at, and then their business fails and they wonder why. Yeah. I didn't want to spend the money. Well, better find some money to get somebody to do what you're not good at to help build your business, because it's all going to pay off.
And in today's environment, you don't have to get a virtual assistant 40 hours a week.
Right. You could have them.
You can have a couple
10 hours,
10 hours here and there.
Yeah.
So that it can help you take those things off your plate.
Yes.
And that is why we talk about automation.
Yeah.
Because if you have a virtual assistant, they can help you with some of this also. But then the automation even makes their job better and your job better. So you're not in the minutia of all those tasks you have to do.
Absolutely. I find virtual assistant to be a godsend. Thank you, Roxanne, and
yes, we
thank
love
you,
Roxanne.
Michaela. They helped me with all these projects. Couldn't do it on my own, that's for sure. It takes a village, and that's invaluable. Right. And anybody who's going to be an entrepreneur, you got to build up a group of people around you, and you got to be able to delegate.
That's right.
I think delegate is like the key word, right?
Yeah, and I kind of want to bring that conversation back to when you're building your courses. Sometimes, we tell people to test it.
Yeah.
To go online, record it, test it, get a group that you're talking about, that group that you can trust, and run it by them.
Right.
They are going to be your best critics.
Right.
And they're going to only elevate everything that you create.
And you know what? Sometimes you meet the most fascinating people who are buying your e-courses. I actually have a story that my e-course was bought by an entrepreneur and we ended up being friends. I helped her get funding for her business. Then she ends up being in my movie that's coming out. That's Show her the money.
That's right.
That would be Vicky Posh at Dapper Boy. A big fan of hers. And that's how we met. She bought my e-course, and we had actually met years before, but then she bought the e-course and it reconnected us.
Sure.
And so providing an e-course can help connect you to a lot of people that a lot more comes out of it than just the e-course itself. And that's where it becomes invaluable. So if people said to themselves, gee, I want to digitize my business. I want to be able to offer my message to more people than one-on-one. Then they could connect with you at Kaleidoscope Media Services to then create their own e-course, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. For anyone that's listening today, please connect, kaleidoscopemediaservices.com. Go on there, set a time. I will talk with you, and I'll hear your story and where you're going with your business, and I will give you ideas.
Yeah.
because that's really where it starts.
And you might have to Google kaleidoscope to know how to spell it. I did.
Right. Just saying. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, and so when they contact you, whether they want to make an e-course or not, you'll tell them how to digitize the business with or without the e-course.
That's right. That's right.
And consult with them on how to scale the business, right?
I'll look at where they are and what point they are in the business.
Yeah.
My thing is I love hearing about people's business. I love hearing about their passion.
Me too.
And then I love if I can just give you one amazing nugget that you can take away, maybe even 2 or 3, because that's even better. But if I can just share with you, and then it sort of changes your mindset, and then you go out there and you do things differently that are helping you.
Yes.
That's what's the most important.
Yeah.
And then if some other things that we can help you with, we're here for you.
Yeah. And everybody needs that, entity to lean on. Yeah.
And I've been doing this for a while.
You have.
So
we won't say how long.
I won't say how long.
But she's an expert.
That's right. We won't talk about how long. But I've been doing it long enough to hear the stories and help folks.
And I think there's people out there who have been thinking about creating an e-course. They don't know where to begin. It would begin with Dr. T here, Kaleidoscope Media Services, as well as if you just want to scale your business, like you've been, having the same income for a while, you don't know how to take it from here to there.
Right.
You want a coach that is knowledgeable, that wants you to have fun. That would be Dr. Theresa Ashby. So they would find you on LinkedIn also?
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Just search for Theresa Ashby and you'll find me there.
Yes. Doctor.
Yeah.
PhD. She's not messing around.
Yeah.
And what about your Instagram and Facebook? Where do people
I'm both.
find you?
I'm actually on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.
Okay. And is it under your name?
It's all under my name. Okay. Well, you can also find it under Kaleidoscope. However, it's easier to spell my name.
Yes.
Right. But yes, the Kaleidoscope thing is kind of funny. So,
right.
But you can find it under both. But look under Theresa Ashby and you'll find all 3.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And there's only one, as far as I know. Only one Dr. Theresa Ashby. Yeah. Hey, it's been such a pleasure having you on. It's a pleasure just having you in my life and knowing you. You're always a ball of sunshine. I appreciate you being on the show today and sharing your knowledge and your nuggets with my audience. I love that for them to have takeaways, and I appreciate you sharing those 3 levels of generating income that are important to every business. So please check out Dr. Theresa Ashby, or Dr. T as we call her also. You will be very happy to connect with her, I'm sure. It's time to grow and scale your business and to digitize your business for scaling it to the next level. Thank you so much for taking your time to tune in this week. Invest in Her is all about providing resources to help you grow your business and to find funding, as well as encouraging women to become angel investors in female-founded venture capital funds. That's why we're coming out with our movie called Show Her the Money. Please visit our website so you'll know where it's coming to screen in your town. It is showherthemoneymovie.com, and you can sign up for updates. You can also find all our information at She Angel Investors. Of course, I'm on LinkedIn with Theresa Ashby, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as well. So look for you online. Look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make it a great week, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Theresa.
Thank you.